you've already seen it killed today.
Have you?
You know, yeah.
Mine's like
Just red hair, so I
like
would
a
start.
Scotch ouch.
There you go.
Oh,
This is my crew. They're a bit surly, a bit dirty, and groggy, but they'll do.
Right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Diane Griffin. I'm an elder here at First Presbyterian Church, and I want to welcome you on behalf of the session and our pastor, Steve Frazier. We're pleased to see you this afternoon. And we have some interesting facts and information to share with you. And you've been, I hope, orally everyone has a brochure that'll give you some of the nuts and bolts, but we're going to enliven the presentation with Prudence McTavish.
hello and welcome to First Presbyterian Church. My name is Prudence McTavish. And if I start talking too fast, just say Prudence, slow down. Because you know I have to slow it down for the Americans. You know? But welcome, welcome. This church is in my blood and in my heart. My family helped establish it. But now, okay, I'm going to rewind a little bit and go back, and I'll tell you a little bit of the history. Now, because I'm over 200 years old, I have to use a bit of a script. So I do. But there's so many dates and facts I want to make sure that we cover it all. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask at the end. You know what you have to do in school. Wait until the end. Alright? Alright, so in 1821, a stalwart group of Presbyterians purchased some land in the northeast. Oh, bless you, sir!
Arrest that man!
Purchased land at the northeast corner of London and Middle Street. They paid $500. Now in 1821, that was quite a princely sum, wasn't it? It was donated for the purchase. Oh, who's calling? That's not modern technology. It was donated by Mrs. Barbara MacDougall of Aberdeen, Scotland. Now that's a saint of a woman, isn't it? Anson Brooks, Francis Grice, his mother Mary Grice, Dorothy King, Jane Dickerson, and Abigail Molson were our founding fathers. And they were mostly women. That was good in 1821, wasn't it? Now, I have to say, there's 4 traits of Presbyterians, men and women alike. They're hardy, they're strong-minded, they're faithful, and of course, we're very good looking. Don't you agree? Now, they're also a bit rebellious. Did you know that in England, the American Revolution is actually called the Presbyterian Rebellion? Can you imagine? And so, at the 55 signers of the Declaration of Independence, there was one clergyman, John Witherspoon, a Presbyterian. Now, England's Prime Minister at that time was Horace Walpole. He stood up in Parliament and he said, there's no use crying about it. Cousin America has eloped with a Presbyterian pastor. And then a Hessian captain wrote to his superiors in 1778. He said, you may call the war whatever you like, but don't call it an American Revolution. Call it an Irish, Scotch, Presbyterian Rebellion. Now, I'm going to imitate this monarchist, or I'm going to try. He wrote the King George III, and I quote, I fix all the blame for these extraordinary proceedings on the Presbyterians. They have been the chief and principal instruments of all these flaming measures. They always do, and ever will act against the government from that restless and turbulent anti-monarchical spirit, which has always distinguished them everywhere. And quote, now our loyalty was, is, and remains with God Almighty through the grace of Jesus Christ. On August 15, 1821, the cornerstone was laid, And in that cornerstone was put the names of the building committee, a brick mason, a builder, and a 10-cent silver piece, and a copper plate with the names engraved in it. Our first pastor was Reverend J.J. Pierce. Now he was single, which we liked, because we didn't have to support a family. You know, and that's a big trait in the Presbyterians. We're very thrifty. Now, I'm going to quiz you. In 1833, the Reverend R.F. Cleveland was our pastor. Now, right before, and he lived over there where the Children's Museum stands today. That was his house. Now, he left the pastor in New Jersey, right before his wife gave birth to his son, as we say in Scotland, Ben. Can you say that, Ben? You got a rolling arm, you got a king, you got to king the arm. Now, do you have any idea who that son was? R.F. Cleveland. Grover Cleveland, that's right. Oh, you know, good Presbyterian. Grover Cleveland, the 22nd, 24th President of the United States. Now, there was a breach in 1839. Some of the members who had the old school ideas decided to go and worship over the market. That was a difficult time for all of us. The yellow fever of 1855 struck, and it devastated the cities and the churches throughout. In fact, the very pews that you're sitting in was used as hospital beds for those who got ill and couldn't go into our very small hospital. We lost one of our elders, Dr. Prudence, to the yellow fever while he was ministering to patients. So we God bless his soul and those what we lost. Next was the Civil War. That brought devastation to the whole entire country. We lost many fathers, brothers, sons. But out of despair comes hope and the love of Jesus Christ. Now, the new school and the old school decided to reunite in 1865. Oh, it's terrible, I don't know my dates. We reunited in a little church in Middle Street. In fact, we called ourselves Middle Street Presbyterian. We had 111 members. That's a lot of members, isn't it? Now, the Presbyterians are known for discipline. And I'm sure you heard the story about the woman in the 1800s who, well, she wasn't following we had to censor her because she wasn't following the beliefs of the church. But we did forgive her because we're very forgiving people. Come every Sunday, she was in the pew, feet on the floor. So we do. Now, our balcony, if you look behind you up there, we had our organ up there, and then in 1897, we changed it to this location here. Now in 1939, a motor organ was installed, and of course, you know, the technology, you have to refurbish and renovate and make it all sounding nice. Now what I would like you all to do is to come up here where our lovely Edna Broadhurst, who is our organist, and that's a proper English name for proper Presbyterian. She's going to play for you. I'd love you to come up. Stand around, see how she plays with the feet and the hands. It's amazing. And then I'll talk a bit more, and then you're welcome to leave. One thing.
I wanted to invite you up because you don't often, even if you are a regular church person, you don't often get to come up into the choir loft and stand around and watch. Just anywhere you want to stand is fine. I'm going to play today for you a piece that's probably one of the most famous pieces of world music of all time. It's Toccata
Let's give our speaker a round of applause as well. Oh. You're not done talking yet,
I'm
are you?
not done quite yet. You're getting ready.
Well, if you're going to keep us this long, at least give us some rum.
Well, I might have to bring you in wine.
A bit of a sacrament, ma'am.
Come have a seat and we'll wrap it up. Wasn't that amazing? Did you see your feet and the hands? And I'm like, whoa, Edna, thank you. It's just amazing. I totally jumped. I didn't say about the fire. So I'm going to go back just a little bit. In 1871, we lost our building to a fire. Now we built a new building the following year, costing $10,000. That was a lot in 1871. Then Reverend John Rose was getting ready to preach a few years later, and one of the elders noticed smoke. We lost that building, but we saved our pews that you sit in today and our painted windows that we brought over from England. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? 1822. All right, so I had jumped that, and that's an important fact because you're sitting on some very old furniture. It's a lot sturdier than what we buy today, isn't it? But through the years, this church has helped establish other churches, and our doors are always open to everyone. In '67, we merged with Prentice Park Presbyterian, and the church today is a refuge to all. Now, we built a new education building in 1974, and a policeman retreat, and I'm sure you saw that the Friendship Court was built. And if you notice, there's brass plaques on the pillars that talks about our mission. So from 1822, our first Presbyterian church has endured tragedies of war, devastation of illness, 2 fires, and yet we're still here today, but it's through the dedication of the members of the church. So we would love for any Sunday morning to come and sit in the pews, be on the floor, and join us for worship, fellowship, and fun. I thank you so much for being here today. Now, one thing I'd love to show you all, and I had a little boy, we call him Barnes. I had a little boy here in the last week, and I let him toll the bell. I'd love to take you to the church tower, which is right there. And if only if you want to toll the bell, would you like to toll the bell? All right, go ahead.
Be careful what you ask for, madam. We might climb to the top of the church.
No, don't climb up. Now, if you go up to the tower, we have to walk up there, then go up the stairs. No, the bell.
Challenge accepted.
I'll let you all.
Challenge accepted.
Thank you so much for being here today. Come see our church bell.
She gave me the instructions.
We brave the elements every time.